Sorry about that. I threw you on the floor again. My cord is here and I caught it. I'm so sorry. If you guys don't get nauseous from me, flipping things around, will be from me throwing you on the floor. Okay, we'll settle down now. This, I believe, is from last year. This is All is Bright from Hands On Design. There's juniper floss or fabric with this. Look at the colors. Oh, how pretty that is on that color fabric. There's the fabric, and this is by Stephanie, I believe. Yeah, Fabrics by Steph. And her little floss drop and the flosses. And obviously that was a kit from her last year. This is a great one too. I love Steph's designs from Lindy's Stitches. Love and joy come to you. And this is on a beautiful fabric. I'll show you this real quick. It's floss. And this is 40 count dirty water. Great name too. And it is. It looks like, muddy water kind of. But a very nice puddle. Very pretty color puddle. So that one is all ready to go. I just finished her, if you watched my last video, one of my finishes was an ornament from her that is Mrs. Kloss baking cookies for her dog, and the dog looks like Rosie. It's got its nose near the tray of cookies. And I got such a kick out of stitching that one that I know that this one's going to be added soon. All right. Oh, this is one of the other tiny towns I have. This is the Christmas one. I guess the one that I'm working on must be autumn. So that's in one of my wood piles somewhere. But this is the Christmas one with all the called for flosses, overdyes, and DMCs. And I think I'd like to do that a little bit bigger too and do that as a drum. After I made my first drum this Christmas ornament for my nieces and nephew, I'm hooked. So I've been anxious to make another one since then. This one, probably have seen, but take all of my paraphernalia out of here. This is by Pansy Patch Quilt and Stitchery, Blueberry Ridge Design, Mistletoe Manor sampler and smalls. Those reindeers and those beautiful poinsettias, the house to die for. Just love it. And the sleigh. Oh my gosh. This is called for Veldanis. And I stitched with these on something a number of years ago. And in fact, I think it was I remember it being like a quilt sampler. There was a lot of back stitching and a lot of really delicate. And I had a lot of trouble using the Valdani floss. Oh, we have two. So I'm not sure if it's changed or not. I hope it's a little bit easier to work with. But if not, the colors are beautiful. And what I did last time is just cut it down to smaller strands. I didn't use as long of a piece so that it wasn't shredding. Go up a size needle rather than using my standard 28 to go to a 26. So that makes the hole a little bit bigger too. And you're not putting such a strain on the thread. This, I don't have again, I don't have the linen with this. It's called for a 36 count. But as I said, I'll see. I can always do the floss toss and see what would go best with those flosses. There's that one. Okay. This next one. Oh, it surprised everyone I look at. This is another Kathy Baird. It's called Joyride. I'm going to take this out of the plastic for you so you can appreciate the artwork. She is an artist. She's truly an artist. Done with my favorite MPIs. They're all my favorites. This is the linen. It's Ice Goddess, 40 count, and Fabrics by Steph again. don't know if that's a called for or not. I did happen to have it, it looks like. Well, it calls for 40 count sapphire from Fiber on a Whim. But I think this is a terrific match for the fabric. Look at him. Oh my God. With the little tiny houses, the reindeer is so cute. He's a chunky reindeer. He's chunky. Love him. Just love that. And all the little reindeers flying around him. Must be like a practice session or something, because they're not really, pulling the sleigh, but Santa knows what he's doing. So there's that one. I just love this. Love this chart. Just give me one moment here. Put this back in the bag. Where everything slides all over. That's a problem with so much plastic. Everything is slick. Okay. I'm going to start moving these down here. These are bigger bags. So this one, is another Nativity. This is, I believe, this is the one from Twin Peak Primitives. Yes, it is. This one I did have find a fabric for in my stash. I think I ordered something for this too that I haven't gotten yet, but I think this might work. This is 40 count Newcastle dirty linen. That's kind of showing a little bit lighter, I think, than it actually is. This is the chart. Oh my God. Isn't that glorious? And I would make a big pillow out of this that I could set somewhere that Rosie wouldn't be sleeping on it. But see, her chocolate fabric. Now, this really is deceiving. This is a much darker brown when you look at it. But set this down for a second. The floss colors, I think, look gorgeous on this. But I do have a piece of darker brown coming. I forgot from where. When it shows up, we'll have to make the final decision. But I think this one is kind of pretty. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't really have a nativity going at the time. One of my ornaments, maybe February or whatever, is another one that's in the finishing lane downstairs because it's finished stitching. I think we're going to make into a drum, and it was the 3 by the Proper Stitcher. That's Go Tell It on the Mountain. So that one I think is going to make a really great drum. That's when I have some actual sewing time down there. This is from Liz Matthews, since we're on a roll here with Kathy Barrett. Comfort and Joy. And it says, Glad Tidings of Comfort and Joy. Beautiful sampler. I love those stars on the top row. The borders are beautiful. The little houses. Oh, you can see mother and daughter combo here. I pulled this. It's 40 count Sand Dollar by Bestitch Me. And I think that's, a little bit darker than what it shows on here, but I think that would be pretty. This is the floss. I'll show you that. There's the floss colors on that. And I think that modeling would just be beautiful with this. There's more oranges. And it's almost fall colors, isn't it? Very, very pretty. Okay, so that one's in my, we're going to start this soon, pile. Next we have another With Thy Needle and Thread. This is, Peace and Goodwill. This has been out, I think, for a year or so. That's really a glare. Let's see what I can do for you here. There you go. That's better. I think Carolyn from the Stitching Sisters in California. Curious Crafters. I think she finished this. I pulled a 40 count Confederate gray for this, which I don't know if that's a called for or not, but it sure does look like that would be it. And these are all put it in the camera so you can see it here. Kind of close. And then if I take that away, show you the floss colors on that, I think that's perfect. That looks like fun. That doesn't look like too much time-consuming stitching on that. That doesn't look too bad. Looks like there's a lot of open space in that. I think I told you last time too, or the time before, that I have, I think, all of the Moon series by Plum Street. Winter Moon, the Mini Moon, you know. In fact, I just got the the fabric for the Salem Mini Moon, the big one, a big sampler. That was from Needle and Flax, I think. Oh well, I put all the fabric away already, so I don't have it here in front of me. But this is Christmas Mini Moon. This is a kit, so I have the linen, which is 36 Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. And the backing and the trim, I think this is from is it finally the Farm Girl? Or Farm Girl Flossies? One of them does the kits. Oh, Lordy. And this is the color, so I think this is really pretty. Pretty palette. This should be a littler stitch, since I'm working on that Winter Moon right now. That is just, although when you look at the house on this, actually it almost looks like a log cabin. There's still a lot of stitching in that little one. But, oh God, I love her charts. So that's Christmas Mini Moon. Then, let's see what's in this one. Oh, this is what. This is one I saw from Kathy Bourne from Linens and Scraps. Said she was going to do this, you know, and I don't know, I don't remember now if she's shown this as a whip in any of her videos with Molly, but Kathy Bourne is a she does stitching for the designers, model stitcher, and she showed this a while back for her own stitching, but because she's always stitching models and she's a monogamous stitcher, so I don't know that Kathy has started this yet, but this was her brilliant idea. This is like a tone-on-tone winter sampler. This is, excuse me, from the Wishing Thorn, and it's a German holiday sampler. So it's just all these motifs, tone-on-tone. Excuse me. I pulled a Fox and Rabbit flannel flower, 40 count for this. And then I ordered Vicki Clayton silks. And this is what Kathy had chosen. And I think that this will work. But it'll be this light tone floss. There, that's probably better. On this, which is why I like the modeling, because I think that that will really make the floss stand out. So I think that that will be just a great stitch. So I've got 6 spools of that. I'm hoping that's enough. Who knows? You know, it's a crapshoot, as they say. We'll take our chances. But Vicki Clayton silks, you know, you can always, I don't think that she really discontinues those or changes the colors. So they're always available. But I really should get a start on this to make sure I have enough floss. Yeah, we'll see. This was a kit I got. Winter Love. Oh, this is from the Fanciful Flamingo. And the chart is by the Spanish Stitcher. Let's take a look at this. I'm just studying it again. Winter Love. That's my honey and I. And they're holding a little snowman in between. It should be a little yellow dog, but I think I would do the snowman. I'll put the yellow dog in there somewhere else, maybe with one other reindeer. There's that, and it came, as I said, the whole kit. There's just everything in here. Finishing stuff, all the floss. There's that. All the goodies. Then, this is also something I picked up, unfortunately, from, I shouldn't say that. This is all Kathy Bourne's fault. This is something else she mentioned she wanted to do, and I think that she has at least one of these, if not 2 of these completed. But these are the Flight from Egypt. Christmas. Let me start off with this one first. This is Harriet Ringrose. It's an English Christmas sampler, 1852, and it's a flight into Egypt. And this is by Scarlet Letter. So it's the Christmas story. Mary and Joseph heading to the manger. Then there's this one. These are all the same concept, all the same idea, where they're the flight to Egypt. This one is by Wishingthorne. This is Ellis Holiday, 1809. And there's another one. That's the flight into Egypt. Kathy's idea was to stitch all three of these and have them, hanging together, presented together. And I just think that would be fabulous. This one is GGR, and it's Maria Joseph and the Donkey. It's actually the original, I think the sampler name is MCF 1791, but it's also Maria Joseph and the Donkey. So that's this one. And hers are all pictures of the original. And I really haven't seen this stitched, but I do have the fabric and the flosses. So this would probably be the third one that I would stitch. I think that I would do one of these first that, although the Wishingthorne too, she has the original on here, but it's a much clearer picture of what, the sampler will look like. So there's those three. Just a tad, a little bit of stitching on those. Just, another 100 years in me, I'll be fine. This is Christmas Sampler by Samplers and Stitches. And I thought that would be really cute. I love the colors. It's all the Christmas greens, reds and greens. And this is 40 count tin roof I pulled for this with the floss. These I love because they're quilting and Christmas snow people and quilt blocks on them. Quilted Christmas is by Emily Call Stitching. And there's 3 different charts in here. I pulled fabric that will cover all 3 of them. It's on 36 count tin roof. And I have all the flosses pulled. Those are supposed to be ornaments for last year, so you see that I'm a little behind. Okay, wrong pile. This I think is so cute. This is my Christmas movie watching stitch. Who is this by? This is Small Town Needleworks from 2022. It's an Etsy shop. Christmas movie stitch. And this is on Color and Cotton Willow. I pulled that with these, with the called for flosses. Pretty Christmas colors. This would be cute, made into a big, like pillow cushion for your couch. Or your chair in your stitching room, for Christmas. I think that's really cute. Then we have A Visit from St. Nick. And this is a collaboration with Liz Matthews and Kathy Barrick, mom and daughter team. Love that. That's a tad amount of stitching too. There, just And this is on 40 count Winter Brew. And the floss is in there. This is the North Pole by Kathy Barrick. I have a 40 count flannel flower in here and the MPI silks that are in here too. That one? I think that fabric is gorgeous. Threadwork Primitives, Merry Christmas Sampler by Nan Lewis. Something about this one, I love the motifs in this one. With the linen and fibers in there. We're working along now. This is Father Christmas Village. This is beautiful. This is by Crossford Rise Stitchery. I always have to say that slowly because I seem to really screw it up. But look at this. The old thatch houses and typical Great Britain. Love it. With the floss and linen in there. Love that. That one's been kitted for a while. This is another one of my nativities I have to do. Holy, holy, holy. And this is also crossword rise. Love it. Oh, my doggy face in there. There we go. It's on the inside. Thick, beautiful blue-gray linen with the called for threads. Over dyes, it looks like. Happy Christmas to all. This one I've had for a while, too. Crossword rise. Oh, the shape on that is just spectacular. I love that. With the little village and Santa flying over it. Isn't that great? With the linen, and got my floss in there too. Then we have The Holy Child. This is by Homespun Prims by Lori Rippey. 36 count sandpiper I have pulled for this. Beautiful Christmas sampler with the called for floss. I think these are DMCs, although I have that covered up, so I'm not sure. And then this one was from last year, I believe. Small Town Needleworks Mary Stitchmas. And this was the whole kit with a beautiful green fabric, which isn't, it's really blown out in this picture. Let me show you this fabric. And I have the finishing piece where it's ready to be finished. On the board is all done. And the fabric, this is the fabric. Olive, Hometown Needleworks. Isn't that great? Ooh, I love that. And it's on 32 counts, then it fits on that finishing board. So that'll be over two threads over two. Couple more. Artful Offerings, December 25th, Joyous Noel. And this is a kit from Country Sampler, I believe. It looks like Jeannie's kitting. So everything is in there. And the fabric itself, that's the backing, I think. I think you have to stitch the lines on there, too. I think this is the backing. So there's that. Let's see what I have here. Oh, here's another another one of my, no, this is a Damoon, but it's Comfort and Joy, Plum Street, 40 count baked clay. And this was a kit from Country Sampler, too. Oh, another great Christmas sampler. Look at this reindeer. The wreath on the house. She loves her houses. And there's the kitting. It is 40 count baked clay, yes. Very pretty. This is a Chessie and Me Peace and Goodwill sampler. This is also a kit from Country Sampler. I think Jean's got this one done and hanging in the store. The called for floss. This one, I think I have a couple of these. Let's see. These are shiny objects. Oh, I have two of these. I have to find somebody that wants to stitch this. Shiny Objects by Hands On Designs. So it's the 3 ornaments done in the rounds. I do have the rounds also. And it has the Roxy Flosco, which is very cool. And 40 count Snickleway, looks like, the fabric. It's kind of like a real dark charcoal. It's not actually black, but it's pretty dark. This one I've had for a while, and I really should stitch it because I really love this. This is Aunt Fritz 1824 by Not Forgotten Farm. Isn't that pretty? Really different. They call for 30 count putty, but I'm sure that that's not what it is because I probably pulled something else. But then again, you don't know. This I've had this kitted for quite a while with the DMC, so it very well could be 30. Have to check that out. And this is Winterberries and Pine, Brenda Gervais, for my very, very last one. And I bought this as a kit too. I think I bought this. I don't know if this was on Stash Unload or if it individual was selling it. But it's all kitted with finishing and wonderful things, just wonderful things. And I think that does it. It looks like I probably messed up my video here when I threw my phone off the floor. Uh, I don't think it's connected to the first part. I could try to figure out how to do that. I'm not promising I will be able to do it, but if not, I'll just download them, one right after this one after the first one. So there is some semblance there, if they're not literally, figuratively connected. We'll try that. So I think that does it for today. I think I've bent your ear long enough and probably made you dizzy enough for the rest of the day to put a crimp into your stitching. I'm sorry about that. But until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, stitch every day, and I love you all. Thanks for joining me today. Love you. Bye-bye.